Have you ever met someone who wasn't born special, didn't come from a rich family, didn't have connections, and yet somehow they climbed so high that the world had no choice but to notice them? People call them lucky or gifted or chosen, but the truth is far more interesting. Legends are not born. They are built quietly, slowly, stubbornly, in invisible hours when nobody is clapping for them. And the strangest part is that most of the rules they follow are not written in books, not taught in school, and rarely talked about publicly. But once you understand them, once you see how they work, you will realize that anyone, including you, can apply them and reshape their entire future. So let's go deeper into the psychology, the habits, and the mindset that transform ordinary lives into unforgettable legacies. And as you listen, don't think of this as a motivational talk. Think of it like someone handing you a map that most people never get to see. It all begins with an unusual mindset that almost every extraordinary person has in common. They refuse to wait for life to give them permission. While others wait for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right motivation, these people move before they're ready. They take small, imperfect steps that eventually turn into giant leaps. They understand a truth most people deny. Clarity comes from action, not the other way around. Legends aren't paralyzed by uncertainty. They move through it. They don't ask, "What if I fail?" They ask, "What if I never try?" And once that question hits you at the right moment, your entire life starts shifting. Because the day you stop waiting is the day you start rising. Another thing that turns ordinary people into legends is an obsession, an almost stubborn commitment to improving just a little bit every single day. Not in dramatic bursts, not in impossible schedules, but in small increments that compound over months and years. The world celebrates big wins, but legends know the secret. What you repeat daily eventually becomes what people admire publicly. They work when the excitement fades. They continue when progress is slow. They upgrade their mind, their skills, their habits, because they understand that consistency is more powerful than intensity. And because of that, they eventually reach a level where normal effort simply can't compete. There's also something fascinating about how legends handle failure. While others see failure as a stop sign, they see it as information. Not a reason to quit, but a reason to adjust. Every setback becomes a strategy. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every loss becomes a signal pointing them towards something better. And here's the part many people never understand. Legendary success is built on a mountain of failures that ordinary people never see, because they quit too early. If you could stand behind the scenes of anyone you admire, you would see rejection emails, bad decisions, sleepless nights, moments of self-doubt, and thousands of attempts that didn't work. But these people survived those moments because they learned to detach their identity from the outcome. Failure didn't define them, it shaped them. But there's something even deeper, something that separates world-class performers from everyone else. They develop a relationship with discomfort that most people run away from. While many avoid challenges, they seek them. While others escape pressure, they evolve inside it. They don't choose the easy path because they know the easy path never leads to greatness. And the beautiful part? Their toughness isn't built in dramatic moments. It's built in quiet decisions, waking up earlier than needed, saying no to distractions, practicing when nobody sees, studying when others relax. These small acts create a kind of mental armor that ordinary convenience can never build. Comfort is the enemy of growth, and legends chose to grow, even when it hurts. Another unspoken rule is focus. Not just normal concentration, but a deep, almost ruthless clarity about what matters and what doesn't. Ordinary people try to do everything. Legends choose a few things and pursue them with precision. They understand that wasted energy is wasted life. They don't chase every opportunity. They choose the ones aligned with their purpose. They don't allow noise to drown their direction. They guard their time like it's treasure. They remove distractions, simplify their life, build structure, and keep their eyes on the long-term vision. That kind of focus gives them a competitive advantage that feels almost unfair. But there's more to this story. Legends think differently about time. While others think in days and weeks, they think in decades. They understand that mastery takes years. They understand that transformation comes slower than motivation. And because they think long-term, they don't panic when progress is slow. They don't expect overnight success. They plant seeds today knowing the results will come later. This long-term patience allows them to stick with things long enough to actually become exceptional. Then there is purpose, the silent engine behind every great achievement. A person with purpose becomes unstoppable because they're no longer chasing fame or approval. They're driven by something bigger than themselves, a mission, a dream, a responsibility, a desire to build, contribute, elevate, or change something in the world. Purpose gives them energy when motivation fades. Purpose keeps them moving when obstacles appear. Purpose gives meaning to sacrifice. And when a person finds their purpose, their actions start to feel different, sharper, deeper, more powerful. And of course, legends surround themselves with people who elevate them, challenge them, push them, and sometimes even intimidate them. They know that environment shapes destiny. If you spend your life around people who complain, doubt, fear, and stay stuck, that energy becomes your reality. But if you place yourself around people who think bigger, move faster, dream louder, and demand more from life, your standards rise automatically. You start expecting more from yourself. You start believing you can do more. And that belief becomes fuel. But the final and perhaps most overlooked rule is this: legends never forget where they started. They stay humble. They stay grounded. They stay willing to learn. No matter how far they rise, they keep the curiosity of a beginner. They keep the hunger of someone who hasn't achieved anything yet. That humility protects them from complacency. It keeps them growing. And it earns them something money can't buy: respect. When you take all of these elements together, action, consistency, resilience, discomfort, focus, patience, purpose, environment, humility, you begin to see a pattern. You begin to understand why only a small percentage of people ever reach extraordinary levels. It's not because they were chosen by destiny. It's because they chose themselves. They chose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, purpose over excuses, patience over shortcuts, and courage over fear. And here is the part that matters most. You don't need to be special to start. You don't need perfect timing, perfect resources, or perfect confidence. You just need one decision. The decision to take yourself seriously. The decision to act even when it feels uncomfortable. The decision to be the kind of person your future self will be proud of. Because greatness doesn't arrive suddenly. It grows quietly inside you every time you choose the harder, wiser, braver path. If you want to become someone the world remembers, start with the rule that all legends eventually discover. Your life changes the moment you believe it can. And once you believe that, everything else, the habits, the mindset, the discipline, will follow naturally. You are far more capable than you realize. And you are one decision away from a completely different life. Before you click away, listen closely, because if this video made you think, even for a second, then tomorrow's video is going to hit you even harder. What you watched today is just the beginning. There's a bigger question waiting for you, one that will decide whether you rise with the future or get left behind by it. Tomorrow, I'm uploading the most important video in this entire series. A video that answers a question almost nobody is brave enough to face. What happens when innovation reaches the point where humans and AI are no longer competing, but merging? If you don't want to miss it, if you want to be ahead of everyone else, then subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Trust me, when tomorrow's video drops, you'll want to be the first person who sees it. Your future is being written faster than ever. Make sure you're here for the next chapter. See you tomorrow. Don't miss it.